Hey there guys, in this video I'm going to show you exactly how you can automate the creation of client proposals from a simple conversation you have with them, ending up with a unique document that includes their logo on, what you discussed, what they want to do, when for, the pricing, next steps. And on top of that, I'm also going to show you how you can go a step further than that and customize PDFs that are just like Canva, where we can create unique and specific graphics in any style we want to. I'm going to show you the simple, then I'm going to show you the complex, so you can automate these proposals or any document for your clients from any conversation you have with them on Gmeet, whatever the platform is, so you can absolutely crush it. As always, my name's Jack, my school community, my YouTube channel, we're about three things. We're about the latest AI. We are about incredible automations, but most importantly, we are about the stuff that actually works. If you haven't already, get the Christmas jumper ready. If you're in December, grab the coffee, and let's dive straight in. And as always, all the blueprints, resources, and agents, so this full automation is available in the school community. So all you ever have to do is click more, click on import blueprint, you choose the file, you select the file, and entire automation populates for you automatically. And in this video, we're gonna do it step by step. So let me start though by showing you how this automation actually works and how it all triggers. So what will happen is, every time we have a client, so we're gonna have a database together using Airtable, where essentially we add a client email, we have their name, their second name, and then also their business logo, if you wish to automate that within the proposal document. So when you have a conversation or prospect, all you do, you have your proposal automation here. And this is going to be your central database for managing your clients. You need this anyway because you're going to want a CRM of who's signed up, who's dropped out, to maximize your conversions and also help you do other automations. And we can use this for many things. So we create an Airtable with their email, their name, their surname. We can add a business logo by creating a file that says, if you cannot edit field, you select attachment. And what's really cool here, guys, is when you select attachment, like so, and you delete this, you can actually just add a URL to it. Like that's essentially how it works. We can have the URL or upload their file. A really easy, quick way to do that is if you're on Google, you type in their business, their logo, and I'll show you in fact. Like here, I've got McDonald's logo. I can right click, I can actually copy image address. And if I put that into the search bar, I'll get their logo. So we can add that in, so we can make that personalized effect, so it's gonna be awesome. The business name, then after that, you don't need to worry about anything else, okay? Then we're gonna have a meeting status. So once your meeting's complete, all you ever do is come here, you can say scheduled, you could say it's canceled, or complete. So you know exactly where you stand with your clients. Once that's happened, guys, it triggers the automation. So how does the automation work? First of all, the Airtable says, hey, the meeting's been complete, we've got a filter here. Now, what this will do, this Fireflies thing here, okay, is it will pull down the client's email, which means it will only pull down the last meeting you had with that client, right? So for instance, in our table here, we know we had a meeting with Jack at automations.jack.com. Awesome. So what this automation then does, guys, is say, great, I want you to go and pull the entire transcript from that meeting. It pulls the transcript down. Then we iterate and aggregate. And what we do, guys, we'll have the entire conversation. These two little modules just help us grab all the fields from the conversation and get it in one very simple text output. Then we've got these three little AI brains. The first one says, hey, give me a very crisp summary of what we discussed. Oh, and by the way, when you're using Fireflies, basically the way that it works is it will join the meeting with you as a note taker, listen to the entire conversation and send a summary of what happened on that call to both you and the recipients. But in the proposal document, we also just want a quick summary of like, here's everything that we said and discussed. The second one is what they want. And then the third one is when they want it for. And then we can hard code information like pricing, and we can add more complicated nuanced automations based on your particular use cases and circumstances. You'll be able to see from this core model exactly how you can build it for your own business, whether you want to sell that to businesses as an agency, or you just want to supercharge your own proposal generation. The end result is they get a very cool PDF that they can then make decisions off. Then we do this thing here, which is creating a document from a template. So for example, if I come over and show you what that template looks like, is I built this here. So we have an image, a client name, client business, and you can basically add as many or as few titles to your proposal documentation as possible. And then all of a sudden, this will be populated by this guy, and so on and so on and so forth. So we build up the document that we want. We add the information hard code there, so pricing's the same, a purchase link to buy the things. This is just a random one I use, for instance, on Stripe, so they can get started. Wishlist for Santa, how flipping relevant is that? And then what happens, guys, after that and the automation is it then downloads it as a PDF, and then we create it as a draft, and then it's available for us to basically send out to whoever we want. So that's automation in itself. We're going to build this one together, and then once that's done, I'm going to show you how you can then use something more creative as a visual, as a slightly more advanced step at the end of the video. So with festive cheer in mind, let's begin and jump straight in. Now, the first thing you want to do, guys, obviously, is head over to airtable.com and build this. So I'm just going to very quickly show you whistle stop tour. We load airtable.com. We come down to the bottom left, click on create. We go start from scratch. We name it like Build Together Santa. And then just out of respect for your time, I'm just going to whiz through and just talk through the stuff that you would use. So the first one, I've got his client email, single line text. The second one is first name. And obviously you can right click, insert right, insert left, and that will just create a new field. And it's very simple. It's like Google Sheets on steroids. We love it. Their first name, their second name, their business logo, their business name, and then meeting status, which is going to be a sort of single select. I said complete, scheduled, canceled. Once we've done that, basically how this all works, guys, is every prospect we have, we enter these 4 simple pieces of information, and then we have a meeting status update. Then I want you to add in proposal, which is going to be a PDF, which means that we can then add that back into Airtable if you wish. That's an option. And then we've got outcome, which could be declined, in progress, accepted, not reviewed. That really is for you to keep track of what's happening and what you think. And then finally, guys, we're going to add a created time module and the last modified time module. And that will enable us to basically understand, for the automation to understand what's changed and what. So let's do the very first one together. So automation proposals, and I'll put in bracket over here, build together. Now this is flipping epic because proposal generation is one of the time consuming aspects out there. So we can automate that. It's flipping crazy. So first step, we are going to go for Airtable, like so. We're going for watch records, phenomenal. And then we're going to find the base that we connected. If you're not sure how to connect that, we've got really loads of amazing beginner tutorials to get you started in the community. Basically, there's 2 ways you can connect things. Proposal automation, awesome. And that's OAuth, which means you basically open it to a new window inside it. Table is table 1, which is A's, and then it'll add some information for us. Trigger field, basically it's like to trigger it because it's watching, always either needs to be the last modified time or created time, but we want last modified time for a few different reasons. We come down and then we click label field. So we'll just say, for argument's sake, we will put it as client email, come down, click OK, and then we'll say, hey, do that from now on. All right, awesome. The reason we do from now on as well is if we don't like the summary of whatever, we can just repopulate it one more time, which is a cool little feature. So look, and then guys, we're going to do Fireflies, okay? So the way this works is we're going to have Fireflies, and I believe the correct one that we're looking for here, if I just double check, yeah, it is list transcripts, as I thought. So there's a few ways we can do this, guys. So on the previous video, one of the things I showed you, and I'll show you how you connect it first of all. In fact, let me show you how you connect it first of all, and then we can come back to that. So look, if I then come over to Fireflies. So when you land in Fireflies, it's very cool because it sends meeting descriptors to everybody. So you create an account and you basically then link that to your email. And then anytime you're on a call, Fireflies will join and take notes. One of the things we need to do is get an API key. So to do that, I want you to come to integrations on the left-hand side, okay? And then just type in API. In fact, I think it's Fireflies you've got to type in. So then if you've got Fireflies API, we click on it. And you'll see at the bottom right, guys, you have API key. Just simply copy that key and then head back over to make, and then we can link it together. And once you've done that, you'll have your connection and you'll see this. Now, at this stage, and what I first of all want to do is run this module once so that we can actually get the information and data from it, okay? Nothing's happened, so let's go back over and change a piece of information. Let's say that my name today is, I don't know, Dan. There we go, cool. All right, we come back over and then this should work perfectly. Cool, and it's brought down all of the information. All right, how cool is that? Sweet. So in Fireflies AI, what we want to do is we say, look, I want you to pull down the transcript with this participant's email. So if I come down here and we're trying to find client email, which means it will pull down every transcript, if you wish, of that client's email, but it's only really the one call that we're interested in. So we're going to set a limit here for 1. Now, 2 things we very quickly want to do with this is add a slight filter. So we're going to call this one approved. The first condition that we're looking for is that the meeting status contains case insensitive complete. In other words, that will stop the scenario firing off when we've added some data, but the meeting's not yet happened, which is awesome. We click OK. And then I also want you to add a few other things. I want you to add the fact that, let's see here, proposal does not exist. And on top of that, let's also say that outcome does not exist. So that basically means that if you go back to update either the proposal document or give an update on the outcome, the scenario will not run again because that's happened, okay? So that protects us from future times we make adjustments in the Airtable from firing off. So we've got Fireflies AI, we've got list transcript. Let's run the scenario one more time. To do that, I'm just gonna come here and I'm gonna say Dan D, and then we'll see if we can pull down the conversation I had with it earlier. So we hit run once. That's gone through. As you can see, meeting state is complete, proposal, what's it? And by the way, if you want to hate this cool snow emoji, guys, basically right click, and well, it won't show me because the star is running, and then you can click let it snow. It's very cool. Someone shared that in the community. I thought it was flipping epic. So then we can have a look at the transcripts. And as we can see here, I had here our sample call between myself, and I basically put a lot of gobbledygook in it, to be honest. Let's see what I said, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, literal blah, blah, blah. Test, 1, 2, 3. What else did I say? Roland, I can tell you have a veterinary practice. You like to scale that veterinary practice over time. And it basically brings in, guys, like all of the conversations that you had. And it's cool because I'll get an email now summarizing this fictitious flipping conversation with Roland about his veterinary practice and stuff. But how cool is that? So this is a really flipping cool system that basically means the person on the call gets the email. It's really, 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 really cool. So the next thing we want to do, guys, is we want to take all of these sentences in this array and we want to get it into one very, very simple single output. So the question is, how do we do that? Well, we're going to use an iterator, okay? So we're going to come down, we're going to iterate like so. We are going to map, that's fine. And all we're going to do is we're going to select sentences. So here we go. Beautiful. Now, once that's done, guys, we're going to use a text aggregator, okay? Text aggregator. The source module, of course, is the iterator. And then what's the text? Is just simply put this in, which is speaker name, so that we know exactly who said what. Let's see if we can find speaker name in sentences. Actually, I think it's going to be here, right? Isn't it under this one? Excuse me, it's right here. Speaker name, beautiful. And then we've got the text, which is going to be here. Beautiful. And then we're going to click. Okay. And I'm going to run this one more time so you can see the beautiful output for yourself in HD. What name should we go for? How about Chris? Chris Pringle. Chris. I say Pringle because like I've just bought some Pringles actually from Asda. When you pop them, you can't stop them. I find like it's the one like food that when I whip it up, like I bought some, like I'm stopping my cup now, but like I finished it in 3 days and I was like, I don't know if I can, it's just crazy to me. Like I was tempted to throw them away actually because I was like, this can't be good, but it's Christmas, so who knows, right? Cool, so here's our input and then we got one long string, one long text string for the output. Really easy, really flipping great. The AIs will pick it up. Awesome. So what's the next thing that we need to do then? Well, if we take a look, we've now got these 3 beautiful modules, what we discussed, what you'd like, and when for. But before that, guys, what we really need to do is head over to drive.google.com. And basically, you're going to get a document. And let me show you what that document looks like, all right? So we're going to add an image in. The way you can add an image, you can Control V, you can insert, add an image at the top. Now, what I think is really cool here, oops, we don't want that, is when you come to customize it, you can then change this image for the logo. So, design it however you want to. I quite like this one. I'll put a link down below in the description for you to grab this template so you can use it for yourself. If you like this one, the font makes a big difference on perceived quality, by the way, so for instance. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to decide every variable. We've got what we hard code, which is every client gets this, and then we've got what we customize. The higher the customizability, the more variability you'll get. I would recommend a nice, beautiful marriage of hard coding information, hard code as much as you think will actually be relevant, and then we can flare it up. So this image, let's just get it to be the client image. I flipping love it, sweet. So let's have a look then. Client name, client business, and what I want you to do, guys, when you write this is add 2 curly brackets at the beginning and the end for anything that you want to come from the scenario. So for example, what's going to change for us? The client name, client business, cool. I'll say, hey, and then again, 2 curly brackets, client name, blah, 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 blah. That'll be the code, right? And then this will appear in Make, and I'll show you what it looks like. So if I come back to the previous scenario, so check this out, right? Create a document from template, client name, client business, what we discussed, project outcomes. And again, client name, client business, what we discussed, project outcomes. So basically just design this however you want, or steal the template from me, it's yours, don't worry about it. And then you can kind of decide what you want it to be. And here I've hard coded stuff like our quarterly fees, 20K, paid in advance, blah, blah, blah. What happens next? Click here, yours faithfully with my logo at the bottom. And again, just add images and you'll get a template like this. Then just simply save the document. You're solid, you're ready to go. You don't need to do anything else in that. It is literally that simple, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over to our scenario, and now we're going to create 3 modules to create the text for that. So the first one, we can use Claude, we use ChatGPT. It doesn't really make a difference. I'm just going to pick ChatGPT because it's green, and I guess green's more of a Christmas color than orange, isn't it? So create a completion, phenomenal. Come down here, let's have a quick look. Excellent. Maybe I should get some jaunty Christmas tunes in the background. Maybe that's what we should do. Okay, cool. I like this. Let's have a look. I actually have a cooler Christmas jumper than this, but it's disappeared from my wardrobe. I don't know who's taken it. User text content. All right, so let's look at the prompt we're going to use for this one. Again, all the prompts are down below in the community. You can grab, it'll come pre-built in the automation for you, as well as all the updates when we do them. So we come down here, let's take a look. So I've sort of said, look, you've got to kind of give it the context in which it will actually be perceiving it, because it'll say, hey, great, like, hey, client said XYZ, but like you'd never write like that. So I like to be specific on the context. So I'll show you here, right? So I said, look, you'll be provided with a transcript of a conversation between Jack from Tobotic Smart Tech, which is a fake flipping name, and AI automation agency and a prospective client. Based on the transcript, output a summary in the following format. Summary paragraph, begin with a sentence that starts with, we discussed, summarizing the main topics of the conversation, and then highlights, use emojis to highlight each key point. Again, just change this for your own personal preferences, style, branding, whatever you want, right? And then I give it an example output. We discussed a website strategy and support, focusing on web design, improvement, blah, 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 blah. Highlights, all this sort of stuff. And then instructions like, don't refer to the client as my client, maintain anonymity by using placeholder names if necessary, and then a text, okay? So I'm gonna copy this prompt. I'm going to come over to our beautiful thing here, text content. We just paste that in. And all we're looking for, guys, is the text from the text aggregator, which is the entire conversation. Okay, max tokens set as 0, so it defaults for us at the maximum. Then we click OK. And what we're going to call this one? Well, we called this one to be really simple, which was what you'd like. All right, cool. So come down here. Oh my goodness. Let's rename him. And what I think is really good, if you can, guys, is just so it's easier for you, like just copy this. So you're like, oh, okay, that's what that's to do with, okay? What you'd like, awesome, come down. Beautiful. And then we're just gonna copy this twice because we're feeling nice. Beautiful. And then what's the next one that we need? Well, the next one we need is what we discussed and when for. Cool, sweet. So let's have a look what we've got. We've got what you discussed right here. So again, anything you want to generate, just come back over. I'm going to rename this one. It doesn't really matter which one because we're all the same content. Oops. Come over, right click. What we discussed. And the other one I added in as well is when for. So that's just like kind of just based on the conversation, like when do they want this flipping automation, right? Sorry, I'm opening everything except for the automation that we need here. Okay, come down, rename. Let's have a look. When for. And then the other 2 prompts, guys, are fairly similar in a slightly different way. So what we discussed, pretty much the exact same thing. If I come down to the text, I'll show what that looks like. Wait for it to load for us. Let's keep us waiting sometimes. Again, same thing, begin with a summary, give it some highlights. Here are some example outputs. Cool, beautiful. I come over. I'm basically just saying to it, like, very succinctly, just give me the TLDR of what we discussed. You may not think that's relevant. I'm just including it as if, for instance, realistically develop the stuff that you think is important. So if I were building this with you and then we just have this text here, some of the key things that you really want to make sure you do, and obviously we've got the when for prompt, as I can show you here. It's very, very straightforward. The when for prompt is literally based on this conversation. One is a client, one is delivery. That's it. You provide a conversation, ensure the output does not refer to the client, blah, blah, blah. Let us know when they want the completion. Simple as that. Like no more faff or paff or trap above that. Come over. So let's think about it. If I wanted to commit this, I want it to be slick. I want it to be automated. I want it to look decent. I want it to look fresh. You may want to add a delay so it doesn't look like it just came up a production line, but being prompt and decent, I think is really cool. So we're going to come down, get rid of all this stuff, put this in, and then check on the transcript. So what's important to cover in the proposal document? One, it's like, what are you going to do? First of all, it's why. Like the question we always ask ourselves before we do anything is why. Like, what's the value? What's the benefit? Give me a crisp summary of what we covered. Give me a crisp summary of what I get, why I want this, how much it costs, what the terms are, and crucially, one next step. Never give them, I need to do this, and this. The cardinal rule, one communication, one step. We can get them to do a million steps, but we can't get them to do a million things at the same time. It has to be step by step by step. It's got to be done that way. So you build out as many of these modules as you want to. That's the next step. Once that's complete, guys, what I want you to do next is to build a template. So we're going for create a template from, okay, it probably would have been easy to just Google Docs, right? Okay. Create a document from a template. And you might have guessed it, we just basically picked the template that we chose before. I'm gonna drink out my beautiful teal document. Excuse me, my beautiful teal water bottle, not beautiful teal document. Can you imagine? Tasty document. And then we've got all the information. So let's start with the client name. What is the client name? Well, we've got it over here in the Airtable, right? So let's have a look. Client name is first name. Cool. Client business name is Singer Enterprises. What we discussed is simply going to be from the what we discussed module. The project outcomes are going to be from the what you like module, and the 1.4 is from the 1.4 module. And then the image URL. So you know how like in this document we've got, guys, we've got this image and that image. That one's our logo. So it basically goes down sequentially. So the first one's the first image, second, third, and it can be varying different sizes. So what we would do in this example here is we would click on it, and then you can see from the Airtable. If I come down to, I believe it is business logo, open that up, and look at this, guys. Just put the URL. That's all you need. All right. New document location. We'll just put that any way you want to. You can save it in proposals docs if you want to. It doesn't really matter. Like so. And then the title could just simply be, let's have a look. Maybe we just call it like the client's email address. I think would be a really nice one. Singer Enterprise. And then why don't we have the date on it as well? That sound cool? And then we click OK. Now, what's the next thing we need to do? Download it as a PDF. Why? Because PDFs are pretty flipping cool and they look better, right? So Google Docs, download a document, and then all we give it is the file ID. So document ID will pre-populate from the last one. So we just click map, and then we come over document ID, and then the type, guys, we just save it as PDF. This will save you any credits by using any external services, and it's just all within the scenario. And then we come down, and then we click OK, and you are almost ready to go. So the next thing we're going to do is add a Gmail module now. So let's come to Gmail. Like so, I'm going to click on create a draft, give that a beautiful second, refresh the tokens as always. And then guys, what we can do is start to fill out the recipient information. So I put this to save as a draft to get started. Then obviously once you're comfortable with it and you scale this up, you can like send it directly. So we'll pick the folder, which is going to be drafts, if this will ever load for us. Awesome. To recipient. Now let's just grab all the data. So who's it going to? It's going to the client email. What is the subject? So I would then give that. What I think is really cool is have like a naming convention for the things you discuss. So for example, our sample call, I just say proposal, and then that. Content of the email. So I've got some code that I used for an email I think looks pretty sick. So I'll just show you here, for example. I'll show you what that looks like. In fact, if I come over to Beautify, you can see this. So you can design out, guys, the HTML, see what it looks like, meeting summary, blah, 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 best regards, AI automations, whatever you want. So design it however you sort of fancy. We come over, so get the code. But the fundamentally important part of it, as you'll see on the scenario we've got, which is over here, is that we basically want to customize only a couple of things. So it's a very, very static email with the exception of the first name, okay? Come down, remove the first name to kind of do what you wish with that. So let's go down to Airtable and first name. One of the things that I kind of played around with is getting all this information from the call, like their name, their email, their surname. The reason why I decided against, the reason why I wanted Airtable step is A, because it's a good CRM for you to use anyway, but also it just means that the automation is significantly more robust, because if you have a call where like it just doesn't come up or it's not evident from the context, you're kind of like scrambled. And I think you having a CRM to manage them is better anyway. And also this doesn't have to be Airtable. It can be any trigger you want to. I just think this is a very neat solution. I just wanted to bring you behind the curtain on my thought process, because initially I was like, dude, we'll grab everything from the call, but it's also really important that our automations are robust and we pride ourselves on things that work, and this is the stuff that really, really works. So we've got this beautiful email, and at the bottom, guys, I've got these participants. So why the hell have I done that? So I've done that because you may wish to send this to multiple individuals, and if that's the case, what we can do is add in the participants like so, okay? So you just click on this participants button. Let's copy this, come down a few times. Oops, it does not want to do that, right? Oh my goodness. All right, now it does. Now it's behaving. It wasn't behaving before. So we come down, call that 0. Let's copy, come down, call that 1. Are you in the Christmas mood, by the way? I kind of like, part of me feels that it's still like the 5th of December. Like I was supposed to be like like going like really like super leisure mode. But actually what's ended up happening is like I've had like, I've just ended up getting like infinitely more busy, which is crazy. So we've got these participants coming down like 0 to 5, which means that like up to 5, you add a million if you want to. This is just so it's in the email. We come down and then we've got attachments. We're going to add an attachment and it will, look at that guys, bam, magic. It's brought over the Google document, flipping epic. We click OK. And guys, we're going to save it because we're not savages. What value must not be empty? Let's check. What is it upset with? What is it upset with? It's not upset with anything. It's trying to psych us out. I'm trying to psych us out a little bit. All right. So we save it. We auto align it. Now let's run this module once. Nothing will happen because no changes have happened, as you'll see. So we need to go and change one thing. So we'll call this one now Donald Vets. All right. Beautiful. I think we're ready to go now. So let's come down. And let's have a look at the beautiful automation, and it's running through. Beautiful. We've got all this stuff going down there. Airtable's grabbed it. Fireflies grabbed the transcript. Again, it's just grabbed the latest transcript that we had. It's done when it's for. It's now creating the document. Then it's going to download the document, and then we're going to see this beautiful PDF in a Gmail, and then I can show you the more advanced, cool, kind of like next level version of that. Okay. So Gmail's done it, and that is the entire automation complete. You would just have it running down pretty much however often you want. It depends on how many meetings you're having, really. So let's go over to email and check out what we've got. So I'm just pulling up the PDF, and here we go. We've got McDonald's email. What we discussed scaling a veterinary practice with a focus on SEO, social media marketing, paid ads, and automation, aim for completion by April next year. Guys, you didn't see this, but like I bet this is like verbatim what I've flipping said, like SEO enhancement, social media marketing, paid advertising. What was one of the other things that I said in the meeting? Yeah, that was essentially it. Yeah, April, May was a big one. What you'd like, business automation, timeline for goals, when they want to do it, pricing, and what next. We can purchase here. Awesome. I'll check that out, Jack. Thank you very much. And look at that, guys. One click and a buy. That's simple. This happened automatically with their logo. I mean, it's flipping crazy. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. And we got the whole thing. And obviously, you can design this in any way you want to. Like, it's just basically summarized everything as a proposal. Like, I really think that's flipping crazy. So now we've got that nailed down. Let's go to the advanced section. Now, for the advanced section, we need Placid. So you may remember a video I did, which is adding text to Instagram posts. If you've not seen that, oh my goodness, have you not seen that? All right, I've even pulled my YouTube channel up because I feel like I need to show you this. Let me have a look. Where is it? It is this one here. Unlimited video, how to automate viral videos of yourself. Insane. It is insane. And this, I show you how you can have like an photo of yourself into a 5-second clip. I even show you. I'm going to make this. There we go. I was in LA. Look at that. That's me. And we can also add text over that. Now, the tool we use to do that is Placid, and this is an example of the stuff you can do. Very cool video, by the way, if you haven't seen it. And we're using the same tool here for Placid. So head over to placid.app, like so, and let me just, in fact, let me go back. I'm gonna take it back a step to show you. Placid.app, add a new project, all right? Add a new project. We're gonna call this one proposal. We're gonna go for API, we're gonna go for make, and then we click on this beautiful create project button like so. And think of this as like Canva, basically, guys. It's kind of like a cross between Canva and some crazy automation thing. I want to add template. Now, traditionally PDFs are document size. So I like this 1080 by 1920. So basically pick any of these things that you like. And like you can see, the reason why this was more advanced than the standard, guys, is because this one, if you think about it, lets you add all the beautiful animations versus, where is it on my desktop right now? This is more documental. This is more creative. So based on where you want to get to, this will have a very small cost associated with it, but it's flipping cool. So let's say, for example, we like the look of this one, My Fitness Year 2022. We click create. This then will load up for us. Now, guys, look at this. We can add anything. I can add a text layer. Look at this. I want text, right? I like it this big. I want the opacity to be up or down. I want to like change the position. I want to change, you know, the color. I come down, I mess with the color. I can do all this crazy stuff with it, right? You see my text here, blah, blah, blah. So you can add all of the elements in that you want to, add a shape layer, add a picture layer, add a browse frame, barcodes, whatever you want, all right? So here we've got My Fitness Year 2022. So basically design this as you want to. Like you see this here, use a photo. What if I made that their logo, right? Or what if I made Fitletics their logo? Do you know what I mean? I could do anything. So you design it as you want to. And when you've done that, we'll put this as Santa's PDF. All right. So basically you grab it, you mess with the text, you click save. Beautiful. All right. Now we're going to create a new scenario. In our beautiful scenario, again, we'll call this one Santa's PDF. we're doing the exact same thing. And what we'll probably do, guys, as well, is we'll just steal everything from here. They'll first plot the automation to the exact percent. You can Control C, come back over, boom. How cool is that? All right, sweet. So I'm going to remove it for time being just because it's going to be easy to run, but we'll be adding this in shortly after. Can I delete these? Would it even let me delete them? Okay, yeah, it does now. Awesome. All right, so come down. We go for Placid. We're going to go for create a PDF, like so. Beautiful. Connect it to your Placid connection, and then we can choose. We're looking for one that says Santa. Hasn't appeared just yet. Let me just refresh that. Of course, I've created the connection. I can on the template and I see Santa's PDF. And then, guys, we come down and we're going to click and look at all this stuff, guys. This is all the stuff that we saw in the last image. So I open this back up now. I click on edit as if, for instance, look at this, right? Username. So that is Andy at Andy94. Look, I come back over them. Let's see what we've got. Let's see. I come down to, let's have a look. Where is user image? I mean, all these things align perfectly, right? So for example, if I come over and I grab even this guy, I bring him over. This is just to show you exactly how this works. I bring him over here. Sweet. And I can just start feeding all this information. So check this out. What's user image? Well, let's just get, if I run this one once, let's get some information down in here. Beautiful. I come over here, right? Check this out. This is crazy. Okay, I need to add a new connection. 1 second. There we go. It's right there, actually. Beautiful. And then I should get my Santa Claus. Santa's PDF. Beautiful. We flip and love it. Come down. What's the image? Well, let's just give it the link to the, down here. I think it would be on the business logo. So we can say, look, so now maybe we can get a photo of them individually, get them saved if you're a client you're familiar with, or you can get the logo, whatever you want. Then let's see, we've got value 3, value 2, value 1, and you can name all these things. So like, if I come back over, guys, like check this out. Value 1 is workouts, 178. So if I come back over and I say, cool, value 1, let's say we want 100. Let's say value 2 is 100. Let's say value 1 is 100. Percentile. And we can just start changing all the stuff. Username, we'll call it Big Santa. Okay, sweet. I'm gonna click OK. Now check this out, guys. I'm gonna run scenario ones, and this is gonna generate for us a PDF. So look, I run this one once. Nothing's happened. Why has nothing happened? Because we've not done anything. So we'll call this one Chris Kringle, Elfie boy, Elfie. I don't know why. Don't judge my names. Don't judge my names. We come over, running it. Airtable's kicked off. It's found some cool stuff. And you can't see, but it's running around actually because Placid's like covered in snow at the moment. But when this is done, guys, we'll get the PDF link. So flip and check this out. Check this out. PDF URL. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Okay, now check this out. I'm going to come over. I enter it in. Now, if it's done its job properly, we should see, look at this, guys. Big Santa, 100, 100, 100, and the McDonald's logo. That's how flipping epic this is. And guys, all you ever have to do, right, is just design this once to your perfect specifications, and it's done. And then all you ever do, guys, is you just combine these scenarios. So look, you see I've got this stuff. I just copy these, right? I come back over. I paste them. I unlink. I zoom in because I'm not crazy. And then boom. And then, of course, we delete that. We don't need that guy anymore. We bring it over here. And then all we do, guys, is we come back to our first scenario. And we just copy this guy. We come over. We paste him. And that's how you get the advanced version. That's how you basically get Canva sorted out. And I'm going to save this one as well. I'll put this in the community also for you. But guys, I'll also sort that out before I send it to you. But hopefully you can see just how flippin' epic this is. And in case, guys, I hope you have an awesome Christmas and amazing New Year. I'll probably get a video out between now and the end of the year because I'm going to be in chill mode, but I'm going to be like thinking and doing some cool stuff. So yeah, I'll see you then. Have a great week and I'll catch you in the next one.